What's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, let me just get you guys up to speed. Tank pretty much had a little crash, alkalinity tanked, and we lost a bunch of SPS. So I finally got a calcium reactor and it's on. It's been running for about a week, a little over a week, and I think I fine-tuned it. So let's get into it. All right, let's start off with the do's and don'ts of calcium reactors, because the first few days was a mess and I thought I was gonna crash this puppy again. So if you do decide to do a calcium reactor, start off with higher pH. That's like known, like higher pH, so you're not melting the media. If you're not even melting it at all, just start off like 7. Drip rate, this is where I messed up. I did like 20 mLs because I read it on somewhere, like 20 mLs for this amount of water, it'll be okay. So I did that. I had the high pH and I had the high drip rate though. It was a disaster because it was at 7.4 when I started. The next day I was like, okay, let me turn on the KH director. Let me just see what's going on. The thing went up to like 9.7 or some crazy number like that. And I'm like, oh my God, like I'm laying in bed, I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna wake up to everything like wiped out. So I like got up, I dialed that thing down to like 5 mLs, and then within a few days, it started dropping. And now I'm at 5 mLs. I did drop the pH to like 6.9. So when it hits 6.9, the pH probe will send it to the carbon doser to shut it off. So 6.9 pH and 5 mLs per minute on the doser. And that's keeping it at 9.1 alkalinity. Depending on your load of your tank, because this I would say is like moderate to light SPS. So some people have bigger chunks, bigger colonies, so it's all gonna like vary. But one thing you should do is start that pH high and the drip rate low and just fine tune it. Do not start with low pH, because everyone says, okay, 6.5, that's when reborn and all that can melt and do this and that. I'm at 6.9 and I'm at 5 mLs and that's working for this tank. So don't right off the rip go to 6.5. That might be way too much and you might be like dosing way too much from that calcium reactor. So 7 low drip rate, and that's a like totally good starting point. You probably won't even like go to 6.5. So start with that, do it slow, and this thing will be rock solid. It's at 9.1 to 9.0. It really didn't drop from there. So when things start growing, then maybe I'll either up the dosage rate or lower the pH in the reactor itself. To be honest, I don't know how I didn't wipe this tank out with that swing that I had with the calcium reactor. So it went 7.4 to 9.7. That's a massive swing for SPS. So nothing died. Color stayed except for maybe the stag. It did get a little brown, but that might have been from like, I've been dosing fluoride. So that might not be from the swing, because if there's a swing like that, you're not gonna see that. You're just gonna be seeing skeletons. So we're good. I didn't end up going to the aquarium store that I said. I just ordered some more frags from Putang's Reef. I just didn't want to do the drive and got some good coral. Good price, healthy. So yeah, I guess I could say confidently alkalinity stable. I do have magnesium chips in there as well. So, and I also sent out a ICP test yesterday. So I will have that coming in within another week and I will post it on here so you guys can check it out. Since the last video to this video is pretty much everything was hooked up. I just got the pH probe, put water in it. I don't know if people like mention this. Do not fill this up with RO water, because I don't know if it's just me or I don't know. It just says fill it up with water. Like, what kind of water? Fill it up with salt water, because if you just put RO water, that thing's gonna just be sending straight non-salt water to your tank, and that can mess up your salinities. So depending on the volume of your tank. So I put salt water in here and it's gonna cycle through anyway. So that was that. This one does make like this, it's not a hissing sound, but like a faint watery, I guess a hissing sound when the CO2 goes in. It's not that loud, I don't even hear it anymore, but they have another model, I guess SSE. I guess it stands for like super silent, and that one's like dead silent. Like right now, this is on without CO2 running through it, and then can't hear it. It's just right when that CO2 comes, you hear this like psst sound. All right, here is the gas chamber. Carbon dosor is set to 7, and PSI on the CO2 is at 20, and that's what I got it at, and it's rocking. As far as the Kimura, I got this at 5 mLs, super silent now. But if you start cranking this up to like 20 mLs, you definitely can hear it. It's like a sound. So for now, this is working perfect unless I start bumping up the dose or it's gonna get louder. I did order, I kind of won it on eBay. I changed my mind halfway, but I won it. So a Ecotech Versa pump. So I guess I'll just keep that as a backup. So some people use that Milwaukee pH controller. If you don't want to use that, you could use whatever controller you have, and then just set it where it's on a controllable outlet with the pH, controlled by the pH. So this one, if it goes to 6.9, it shuts off the carbon dosor. So right now it's off, unless you'll see that flashing every 7 seconds. All right, say, hey, I'm gonna get a calcium reactor, I'm gonna get this set up, blah, 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 let's go. Do not make the mistake of, when you're ready to turn it on, make sure, I do not know why I did it, make sure this seconds per bubble is all the way to 10, okay? So you have time. I don't know why, I was like, let's go, I'm gonna turn it on. I had this all the way to 0.1. That means every 0.1 second is about to shoot out CO2. When I turned this thing on, all I heard was, I look over and this thing was bubbling non-stop. Started freaking out. I just shut it off because I didn't know what it was. Then I looked, started reading, and yeah. So make sure that this thing is to the right, so it could give the most seconds between bubbles before you start dialing it in. All right, guys, I think I have this tank not somewhat better. I think I have this tank the most stable it has been in its lifetime that it's been operating. So as long as I don't mess anything up or tinker with stuff, I think I should be good. Stick to my Reef moonshiners, dose the trace elements, filter socks, just your normal stuff. And if I don't mess with it, it should thrive. It should, fingers crossed. I did do a Reef moonshiners organo MS test, and it showed I have a lot of dissolved organics in this tank. As you can see, that film, like I moved the pumps higher to get more surface agitation, and it's still there. So I did use what they recommend is CAC, catalytic activated carbon from clean water. I believe that's the Clean Water Store, that's it. And they did tests on this exact carbon, and they had like the best performance. So that stuff, it works like carbon, but it like works really well, and it doesn't mess with trace elements or your ICP test. So hopefully when I do it again, it'll come back where like it lowered. I also had DEETs, which is like pesticides, which didn't make sense. So I'm hoping that stuff removes all that stuff and gets this tank super healthy. But that is it, guys, for the video. If you have any questions about calcium reactors, I believe I have a fair knowledge on it that I can help some of you reefers out. So if you have any questions, leave it in the comments and I'll do my best to help you out. Catch you guys on the next ride.